everybody, it's Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. So today we are going to be making a Valentine garland. It shouldn't be too difficult to make, so sit back and get yourself a nice cup of coffee or a cup of sweet tea. I have both handy with me today, and I love this mug. It's from Joanne Fabrics. It says it's all good. It is all good. So we're going to get right into this. So what you're going to need for supplies is right here. If you're wondering what that pink bird is, it is the luau banner from summertime. I am starting to really craft my stash. I have so many things that really need to be crafted. So this is the luau banner, and we are going to be using it for Valentine's Day today. So the first thing you're going to want to do is deconstruct your banner, and I wanted to save this to show you that the letters pop off really easy. On a couple of them I did have to use my heat gun just to release that that glue just a little bit, and the letters pop right off. So you're going to want to take all 4 of your banner pieces. I think we're only going to use 3, but you want to take those off. You're going to save the cord that it came on. And first things first, after you take that all apart, you're going to put that aside for right now. And we are going to take our 8-piece pack of wooden color your own ornaments, and we are just going to paint up a couple of them in the color Flag Red by Apple Barrel, which you can get at Walmart for like 50 cents. So let's turn you down so you can see what I'm doing. And we are just going to give this a quick paint. It's not going to match this one, so this is the heart that we're going to be putting in the middle. It's from the wood pile at Hobby Lobby, and it was like 99 cents. 99 cents. So but it's not going to match exact, but that's okay. We could actually even paint it if we wanted to. Wow, I already have paint on me. Okay, that was fast. All right, so I'm just going to give this a quick quick little paint job. I love painting. There's something so satisfying about holding a paintbrush in my hand. I just really enjoy it. Always have since I was a little kid. I've never been great at painting, and I hate painting my walls in my home. Like, I hate that kind of paintbrush. I hate that. But I'm very messy at it too. But this kind of painting I love. It's therapeutic to me. Okay, so that's what we're going to end up with on both sides. I decided for consistency, I would give the big heart a coat of paint, just to match these 2 hearts. But I only gave them 1 coat. Every heart only got 1 coat. Just giving them a real good drying. Really quick. could use another coat, but if only if you like that. I'm going to sand this down and make it look rustic, so it's okay for me because I would be sanding some of that paint right off anyway. So I am good with the one coat. Just going to keep trying this a little. So now that they're all painted, what we have to do is put these onto our pieces of burlap. And so we'll just take our, let's see, I'm going to take the 3 best ones, and that would be these 3. This one still has a little leftover glue. You can see it's not really bad at all, though. I could probably get that right off with my little heat gun. But I'm going to take my favorite 3, I guess we'll call it, and we're going to just glue on. Got something in my mouth. We're going to glue on our, this one's going to barely fit, but that's okay. It's going to be our main piece, so that's perfect. And then we're going to glue these 2 on these pieces. See what I'm doing? Okay, so that's it. We're just going to flip this over and give it a lots of glue. My glue gun is clogged? I don't know here. Hold on, please hold. For some reason, this glue gun by Aleene's takes a long time to heat up. So that's all it is. It was clogged because it was taking a long time. Okay, so now we're just going to glue that down. We're going to cover our holes just a little bit up here, but that's okay because we still have plenty of room to get through with the cordage. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing. And it doesn't take much glue to glue these on, but you do want to center it as best you can. And I'm going by this part, the V, to kind of tell me where my center is. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we are gluing it to the table here. Let's see, right about there. Slide it while it's still hot. Alright, so it looks like we glued it. We did. We glued it right to our paper. Good thing this part's not going to show. Alright, so next time we glue through this, we'll know that we need to put some wax paper or something else. Alright, live and learn, right? So we have our pieces glued on. That one didn't come out too bad. And now we're going to put those aside and cut our straws from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to cut mine approximately, let's see, I'm thinking maybe 2 inches. And I'm not really going to measure, but yeah. So I'm going to cut mine approximately this long, every couple of inches. Okay? And they're not going to be perfect. In fact, this one is going to be cut right in half. So I don't know how many I'm going to need yet, so I'm going to cut a couple at a time. They are going to smush at one end, but that's okay because we can fix that. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more straws, which will be an equivalent of 5, and start there. We'll start our project with the 5. If we need more, we can always cut more. Okay, now what I have done on one end of my cord, I put some tape, really, really tight Scotch tape around it. And at the other end of it, I'm going to just make a knot. But before I make a knot, oh, that made a knot by itself. I'm going to loop it so that I have a loop, okay, to hang it with. And then I'm just going to give myself a little knot. Easy peasy, nothing special there, okay? And now I'm just going to put on some of my beads, just like this. Going to push open the other end there. So we got one bead, and we're going to bring it all the way up here. And I'm just going to give this a little tiny hot glue so it will lay on top of the other piece of cord, if that makes any sense. Just so that they become one almost. Because I'm going to try to slip my straw right up over this. Just kind of stuff it in there. All right. Now I have a nice clean end with my first bead. Okay, and I'm going to put on another bead. And then I'm going to come through my first pennant. So I'm going to come through the back. And then I'm going to go down through the front. Get that all the way to the end and show you. So it's going to look something like this so far. Okay, now we're going to put a couple more straws, and if you have beads, you could obviously add beads in between this, but this is a project that you can do from the Dollar Tree, and if you don't have beads, you can still do it. You know, it doesn't have to. You can use any color straws, as a matter of fact. You could paint your straws to match this project. So this time we're going to probably put 3 straws on. So I'm going to feed it through, and then I'm going to put my middle, whoop, I didn't smush this end here. There we go. So we're going to put 3, and we're going to put the middle part now down. Okay. We're going to come up from behind and down through the front, and so on. Okay, and then I'll put 3 more beads and continue. Okay, so now I have gone ahead and finished stringing the whole banner, but what I'm going to say after the fact is I wish that I had put a straw on the top here where I put this through. I wish I had put a bead or a straw bead there as well, and I did not. Alright, so I just tied it off so that I have a loop at both ends, and here's my banner. So far it's adorable, but now I'm going to put you down again, and we're going to finish our little banner because it's not really quite finished yet. So let's go back down. Now this is when we are going to be using our Scrabble letters, and we're going to be writing "Be Mine" right here on this big middle one. So let's do the smart thing and place it out first to make sure we know where we want it. And let's see, M. Alright, So we know it will fit, but where do we want to place it? Let's say we want that right in the middle. And then this would be right in the middle. Oh, somebody's car alarm is going off. All right, so that's basically where I'm going to place them. So let's start with B. And we're just gonna glue these on. And then get these glue hairs. Okay. Now I'm going to start with the I and the N right below the B and the E because that's how I can line it up. And mine are touching each other, but you can spread yours out more if you want. I mean, you could put a space between them, and I'm not, but you could. Ooh, that's hot. Be mine. I am doing a lot of Valentine crafts this year, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, but I do not have a Valentine. And I do not want a Valentine. I'm good with that, but I'm very happy to make, these things are driving me crazy, so I'm taping them down because I feel like they're, I don't know what they, all right, so here is our Be Mine. So cute, and I'm loving the wood and the burlap, and that makes me think that before I go any further, I want to just give this a little sanding. Should have done it before, but I do this to all my crafts. I really do. I forget half the time to do it on camera, and I end up going back later because I like it to look rustic, primitive, antiqued. So, giving this a little scratch. All right, and mostly in the sections where it would be worn naturally. But I get mad at myself when I do this and I forget, and I have to work around my art later. But this is the effect I like. So what I was saying is I love the neutrals. I love the burlap. I love the jute cord. I love the wood, all natural wooden letters. So this is coming out so cute. All right, so let me put you on hold a moment. I want to do the same thing to the other two stars. Okay, so it is all zhuzhed up. Now I'm going to make some ribbons for either end of it. So let's just, but look at the difference. Isn't that much better? I love that effect. Just love it. All right, so let's just put this aside for a moment, and we're going to take our raffia, and I have my raffia in a big bunched up bag here, and then we are going to layer it with our little heart ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of raffia off, and I am going to make 2 of these. So I want, let's see here, I'm probably gonna separate this bunch right in the middle, right down the middle, and then I'm just gonna fold it back and or wrap it around my hand like so, and then so we have a loop, okay, and then I'm just gonna push it together like that. And I'm going to hold that that for a minute with this little piece of raffia. I'm tying it real quick. Okay, so we have a bunch of raffia. Okay, that's all we have right now. We're going to hold on to this, and we're going to cut off a piece of, or a few pieces of our heart ribbon. I have never opened this, so bear with me while I get under that. Okay. Isn't this adorable? And you get 9 feet from the Dollar Tree. Love it. Okay, so we want to just see how big. So we're going to do 1, 2, maybe 3 times is the length that I want. And I just did 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now I'm going to just cut this into 3 pieces. And I'm going to layer it. Right? Can you see what I'm doing? I got my little bow, my little raffia bow. And I'm going to make an X. And I'm just going to put this one in the middle, right, going across. So, and now I'm going to take my piece and tie them all together. Squeezing it tight as I can get that. Squeezing it tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And it's hard because you are using raffia. So you want to just get that down and squeeze it as tight as you can with raffia. Now, if you want to, you can use a small little cable tie. Oh, did you see what happened? Okay, so let me show you what we could also do. Instead of using the raffia to tie it, you can also use a little tie wrap. But I also get these at the Dollar Tree. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So, because we broke that, now we're going to just put our ribbon back on. Crisscross, crisscross, and one in the middle. Okay, and now I'm going to take my little tie wrap and get my fingers to work. Once we get really down close, and I'm using a red one, but that's just because I have it. You don't have to use a red one. All right, let's get this on there. I'm just making sure that my ribbon's all centered in my raffia so that before I pull this tight in the middle, I know it's in the center. All right, and then we're just going to pull that as tight as you can get it, which is not very tight for me. And then we're going to clip this off. We're going to snip off these excess pieces because we're not going to keep this a bow. We are cutting all our raffia ends open. We don't want loops. We want all our ends crazy. All right, and so so here is our first little bow that's going to be going on. You can zhuzh it up and move it around, but this is going to go on one end. Now we're going to take that second piece of bunch of raffia and do the same thing. We're going to wrap it around, and so that we have a little loop. Cut off some of this excess. So now we have a little loop, okay, and our two ends meet over here. We're going to close that together. We're going to take a couple of pieces of ribbon. 1, 2, and 3. And we have our little tie wrap. So we got our raffia and we got our ribbon. And now we're just going to wrap this around the center. It's easier sometimes if you put it down on the table. And feed it through and then get it down pretty snug like this. But see, now I have it down here too far. So now I'm just going to fiddle with that until I get my pieces the way I mostly want them. Spreading out my ribbon a little bit because I want that to show. And again, we're going to trim all this off. All right, once I think I am happy with it, I'm going to pull tight. And really, it doesn't have to be so tight that, you know, you just don't want it to come undone. And now I'm going to cut all my loops in my ribbon, not in my ribbon, but in my raffia. And set them free. Set that raffia free. And we'll cut. I do like my raffia crazy and stuff too, though. All right, now here is our second little bow. Okay, there we go. So now we have two little crazy bows that are going to go on the end of our garland that I think is coming out so cute. And I am just going to glue it right on. Whoops, this paper ripped, remember? I'm just going to glue it right on to the corner of my burlap. I'm going to just, on the outside corner of this burlap, right up there. I'm just going to glue one there. I want to glue it down to my paper. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Let that sit. Take my bow. Do the same thing to the outside of this burlap corner. Stick my ruler under there. I just don't want to glue it to the paper. Ooh. And then I'm going to glue that. And then this project is finished, and I think it's adorable. I love the naturals, the raffia and the wood and the burlap. I just love it. This isn't finished yet over here. Okay, let me turn this around and give you a cute, yeah, let me turn the camera up and give you a smile. Okay, and then I will hold up each end. Can you see? How cute is that? There's our bows. Here's our little hoop to hang it. The only thing I could have added is wooden beads, but I wanted to do a project that didn't include wooden beads either. So how cute is that? I love that. I'm going to go hang that on my fireplace. And I just love that. Let me know what you think of that project. If you liked it, give me a nice thumbs up. That really helps my channel grow. And do all the things. Subscribe and ring the bell. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And we have a lot of fun over here. So I am trying to do a lot of my craft videos with I am trying to edit it a little. I hope they're not too choppy, but I don't have very much storage space, so until I figure that out, I'm going to do the best I can to not drag out the videos. So until the next time I see you, everybody, make a Valentine's banner using straws from the Dollar Tree, and be good and do good.